Hey guys, it's Bro You Whack, and it's that time of the month again where a brand new competitive season starts for Overwatch, a brand new season where we have high hopes for ourselves, but we're ultimately gonna get disappointed, like me, every night. But that doesn't mean you have to get disappointed just like me. So today I thought I'd set you off on the right foot by making a video telling you guys the best heroes to use while going into Season 7 from the following categories: the offensive category, the defensive category, the tank category, and of course the support category. Now I did this before with Season 6, but the thing is though, every single season is a whole different ball game. I mean, especially from Season 6 and Season 7, there are so many changes with the heroes, and a lot of changes that not a lot of people like. I'm gonna be honest, they were going to the Blizzard's office and they were kind of burning down a lot of the building, if not literally, like figuratively, but still, they weren't very happy with it. But sometimes you just gotta roll with the punches and play the heroes that just best suit the circumstances. Now, I just want to clarify that this isn't a top 5 list. This isn't a list saying, here are the best heroes in all of Overwatch. No, because first of all, I won't ever make that list, or video for that matter, because every single hero is unique in their own special way and can do a job better than other type of heroes. But what this list is compiled of is just, under certain circumstances, what hero do you want to turn to? These are going to be the heroes that if maybe you play well, you're going to see a lot of great success because of certain heroes that are prevalently used, or maybe just counterless, or maybe they're just a great hero overall that you can't go wrong with using that hero. So that's what this list is compiled of. So let's dive right into the list. There's 5 heroes. Even though I listed 4 categories, there's actually 5 heroes that you can use that you will see great success in Season 7. And the first hero we're going to be looking at in the offensive category is going to be my main girl, Fara. Fara has always been a solid hero, except for right now, she's even going to be a better hero to use because Junkrat is so prevalent. You guys have to realize that Junkrat was probably one of the most picked heroes throughout Season 6 and probably going into Season 7. And it's rightfully so because, well, first of all, he's a great hero. You guys have to realize that yes, he does have his flaws, but he still can output a lot of damage, and with the addition of his concussion mine from early Season 6, he's gonna still be picked a lot because, well, people like to do damage. But the thing is though, Fara does the exact same damage if you're not counting well, actually, the concussion mine and the grenades do the exact same damage. What I'm trying to say here is that a direct impact from a rocket does 120 damage. Get 2 of that, you can destroy most of the hero roster because, well, they're all pretty much 200 HP. A Symmetra, a Mercy, a Soldier if you're able to destroy him first, a Junkrat, even more specifically the Junkrat. So that's pretty much why I kind of threw her on this #1 spot. A lot of people will say, oh Zach, you're just trying to influence people, try to use the pharmacy meta, Mercy and Fara. Listen, I don't make the meta. I'm gonna be honest, Fara and Mercy, great combo. Always has been, ever since Season 1. But you gotta find something to counter that Junkrat. I've had so many games where they were saying, oh, how do we take out the Junkrat? You know, this Junkrat's killing us so much, but they don't switch to Fara. They'd rather play Genji, they'd rather play Winston, and the answer is right in front of you. Fara was able to pass physics in high school, and Junkrat, he was just kind of smoking pot in the back, not really paying attention with his boy Roadhog. So that's the biggest reason why Fara is probably gonna be your go-to offensive hero. Like I said before, Genji, Soldier, they're all great heroes, but when you're looking for a consistent hero that can take care of that Junkrat, and I know I keep mentioning Junkrat, but so many people are complaining about it, so here you go. Here's a counter, here's someone that you can turn to, and she can even do more than just take care of the Junkrat. Take care of the Symmetra teleporter in the back, take care of Symmetra herself. Great hero, great secondary flanker when compared to Tracer and Genji. She's just an all-around solid hero. Yes, Pharmacy will be a little bit more prevalent, but hey, you just gotta roll with the punches. It's kind of like no surprise that you would see Junkrat on this list for the best heroes to use in Season 7. I mean, he was on this list for Season 6 for the best heroes to use, and here he is again. I mean, yes, he is annoying to deal with. Yes, he is annoying that every time you see him on your team that he doesn't do well. I totally get it. But that doesn't mean that you can't be that different person. That doesn't mean that you can't go into the game and just output a bunch of damage. You just have to be smart with him. I just say this over and over again with Junkrat mains. Yes, you have so much damage potential, especially with that additional concussion mine, but you should try to use that second concussion mine in a more smarter and effective way. What I mean by that is that you can't just willy-nilly just toss both of them and just expect kills all day long. You can, I'm gonna be honest, there's no just one set way to play Junkrats, but I always say this to Junkrat mains, you should always try to use that second concussion mine as a form of mobility, because while Junkrat is probably a very slow hero, and by like walking means, he can still be a very mobile hero, and by getting on top of high ledges or getting from one point to another point, or if he's she's getting dove by a D.Va or a Genji or anybody, literally, you can use that second concussion mine to get away from there, get healed by the Mercy, the Lucio, the Zen, the Ana, and go in there and just destroy more. Okay, so that's pretty much all I have to say about Junkrat. He's just a DPS god, but it would seem unfair if I didn't throw another hero in this category, because I can just say Junkrat would be the best hero for every single season, because the defensive category is a very wonky one. So I'm gonna throw a second defensive hero and say that Torbjorn is also another great defensive hero for Season 7. Now I can already hear it in my comments, oh, but you just want people to play attack Torbjorn. Oh, no. That couldn't be more farther from the truth, little boy. Sit down, let me explain why Torbjorn's an awesome hero. So yes, I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that Torbjorn is the greatest hero of all time. No, in certain situations, probably one of the worst heroes to use. What I mean by that is probably on attack Volskaya, attack Temple of Anubis, attack Horizon Lunar Colony. Yes, you wouldn't use it on attack 2CP maps, but he is a god, a dwarf god, need I remind you, on defense 2CP maps. I'm talking about defense Hanamura, defense Volskaya. He is such a great hero because it's like having a seventh man right there because of his turrets. So yes, it can easily get destroyed, and you have to be very cheeky with your turret placements, but there's just so much going on with Torbjorn that he kind of is shadowed by this, oh, he's a throw pick. If you pick Torbjorn, no, you gotta play him. No, okay, so I'm seeing a lot more Torbjorn players come out because, well, Fara is so prevalent, and like I mentioned on this list before, Fara is going to be used against Junkrat. It's like the recycling symbol. If a Fara is used against the Junkrat, then you're going to switch to the Torbjorn to take care of the Fara. It's just a never-ending cycle of counters. So Torbjorn, while yes, he is a throw pick, he's a viable hero, especially with that armor that he gives to even the shield heroes like Zarya and Symmetra. Given that added protection, it's just going to be so helpful. The Queen in the tank category makes it back on this list. Zarya is probably one of the best tanks that you can use going into Season 7. So yes, she was on this list back in Season 6, but because, well, she got the changes before Season 6 that just made her a better hero than what she already was, and now going into Season 7, there were no changes that made her even worse. So that's why I say Zarya is probably your go-to tank if you want to try to play a tank. A lot of people say, oh, she has her Graviton ability. Yeah, that is true, but there's a lot more going on with Zarya than just her Graviton. So yes, there's not ever a time where you don't need a Graviton, probably one of the best ultimates in the game, but there's also not ever a time where you don't need a bubble to protect your diving heroes, say like a Genji or Winston. And there's not ever a time where Zarya can't just bubble herself to protect her other heroes. So there's a lot going on when it comes to protection and just DPS, but not even that. She also has low counters to her. So you guys have to think, what are heavy counters to Zarya? When you think of counters for Genji, you think of Winston, you think of Mei, you think of Zarya. But what are counters to Zarya herself? A lot of people will say, oh, Fara counters Zarya, but it's more or less like a two-way counter streak, because both of those heroes kind of counter each other, and it just comes down to, okay, who's the better hero? Because, well, Fara can ultimately power up the Zarya, but Zarya can't really kill the Fara. So it's one of those things where it's like, okay, you have to be very careful, know when to bubble yourself, and all that type of things. So lots of people will say, oh, Reaper counters Zarya, same type of thing. Reaper just powers up the Zarya, but Zarya can just go in and kill the Reaper. It's just one of those things that you just have to be very careful. So Zarya, best ult in the game, lots of protection, lots of DPS potential, and very low counters that, again, you can benefit in any type of situation when you have a Zarya. I don't really think she's a must-pick hero, because there are other tanks that will still do a tank's job, but Zarya, probably just one of the best tanks in the game. And the best support hero going into Season 7, man, I honestly feel dirty putting her on this list, but you guys can't lie to yourself, okay? Mercy is a great healer. It just comes down to that. That doesn't mean that the other healers aren't great or viable or just an option that you can turn to, but there's not ever a time where a Mercy isn't called for. In fact, there's a lot of situations where a Mercy is called for because she's one of the best consistent healers and fast healers. That's what she has over Zenyatta Lucio, is that she gives very, very fast heals, but also comparing herself to Ana. Again, this all depends on the player, but when it comes to Mercy, you just know you're going to get consistent heals all day, every day. And if you have a god DPS on your squad, which again is very rare, but let's say you have a god Soldier, Reaper, Genji, or even Junkrat, or even Zarya to an extent, you can let them go off. When you pick Mercy, you kind of don't have that other option when compared to Lucio and Zenyatta when it comes to DPS, or even Ana to an extent when you come to extra DPS. So you kind of lose that, but that god DPS makes up for it because he knows he's going to be living for such a long time. And also the elephant in the room, the res ability. There's not a hero in the game besides Symmetra's teleporter, but that's a different story, that can bring people back to life instantly instantly. Luckily, she did get the changes where she can only get 2 max when she does pop her ults. But man, if you don't have a Mercy on your team and they do, any kill that you get is totally offset. So if you both get kills, nope, sorry, they have 6 players, you have 5. They have numbers over you, you don't. That's what I hate when compared to Zarya and Mercy, because Zarya isn't a must pick, but Mercy, man, it's starting to get to that point. But let me know what you think. Or do you think that these heroes are going to be must pick heroes going into Season 7, or do you think these are just viable picks? I would like to know. So I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what heroes are you're going to want to play in Season 7. Are you going to play these heroes or something else? I love you guys. More Overwatch videos to come, and bye.